So what did you miss at Jubilee today? Well, you missed the second Sunday of Advent. You missed our celebrating that our intern, Jason Myers, has passed his ordination interviews, and there's little in the way of him being ordained in May 2019. We're pretty excited about that. You missed some really wonderful choral work today, some great music, and of course we did sing a Christmas carol because we can't wait. But we spent a little time in the story of John the Baptist and wondered about, well, how he helped prepare for the coming of Jesus and Jesus' ministry. And in Advent, how we prepare for the coming of Christmas. Not just a sentimental remembrance of a birth in a manger 2,000 years ago, but a revisioning of the way the world works. We wondered about how we're preparing for Christmas here and now, how we open our hearts, our minds, our lives, that we would recognize God's presence not only in a manger but in our kitchen, in our lives, in the way we are and the things that we do. As we listen to the story of John, I wondered if perhaps we couldn't look at John as sort of a sous chef who's supervising the mise en place, the putting everything into place so that the chef can come in and make the final dish. As I wondered about that, we had Jason chopping and dicing and preparing a mise en place as if he were working a kitchen. And I wondered about what it was that John was doing, what the mise en place looked like, what it is that John provided the folks 2,000 years ago, and how that reflects today. And John invited people into change, to opening their hearts to the idea of change, that God's presence in the world means that things don't stay the same. Jesus didn't come to make things stay the same. Jesus came to change things, and Christmas invites us to change things, change the way we do things, the way we look at the world, the way we respond to each other, the way we respond to challenge. John insisted as well with his ritual baptism that people die to the old way to be born to a new way. They let go of the past. And that's the invitation for us as well, to let go of the past, which for some is wonderful. We want to let go of the pain and the hurt and the being ignored or lost. But for some of us still, it's also hard to let go of the past because the past has served us well, and we're good in the past, with power and privilege and prestige and all of those things that make it hard. And yet what John told people then in the ritual of baptism, what the story is telling us now, is that we have to let go of the past so that we can be ready for change, so that we can be ready for the birth of Christ in our own lives, not just in a story. And then finally, we looked at how John also offered people hope, essentially saying to them, I don't know what tomorrow will look like, but it won't be like today, and it will be better. And that's the question. Are we actually hopeful? A lot of people seem to be, hanging on, hoping that they die before things get too bad. That's not hopeful. There's less investment in the future these days. We're more afraid. And yet the invitation for us, if we want to recognize God in our lives, if we want to be the community that God means us to be, if we actually want to be part of the Christmas story, not just a sentimental remembrance of a fairy tale, but actually living this story, we need to be hopeful. We need to invest in the future, a future that we may not see, but a future that we prepare for the generations yet to come. Whether that's an investment in art and industry that is yet to come, or a positive outlook, even when social media and mainstream media shout at us and frighten us back into our houses. We need to trust not only in each other, but in God. And it's not easy. It's why we have 4 weeks of Advent before we move into Christmas. That's why We have these constant messages. That's why John the Baptist was so dramatic, because it isn't always easy to be open to change, to let go of the past, and to live hopefully. But we can, and we will. And if we don't manage it this Christmas, maybe next Christmas, because it'll come again. Or maybe next February, or April, or whenever we figure out, with the help of a community all around us, with a faith in each other and in God, when we open ourselves to change, when we let go of the past, even when it has served us, and when we dare to live hopefully. That's what you missed today at Jubilee, and hopefully you can be doing those things even though you're not with us, and hopefully, see, I'm living hopefully, hopefully we'll get to see you soon and we'll be together, because we miss you. Until we see you, God bless.